Hey guys, Toby here from Hadler Fitness. Alright, so today we are out here with another vlog. Alright, so I'm covering daily topics. We all know this is what we're going to be cracking into today. We're talking about catabolism, man. Catabolic. So you always hear this term thrown around like bros, man, like, oh, I haven't eaten 6 meals a day, I'm gonna go catabolic. Oh man, I'm so hungry, I'm burning muscle. Catabolism's gonna hit me if I don't eat. You have to eat a certain amount of proteins, carbs, fats, and you have to hit that nutrition timing, otherwise you're just gonna break down muscle, when it's quite the contrary. Like, this is a complete fallacy. It's false. It's fucking bullshit. That's what it is. Alright, so when you go catabolic is, you go through certain stages throughout the day where you have muscle protein breakdown and muscle protein turnover. It's all a part of muscle protein synthesis, the process of being anabolic and building muscle. So part of that is actually being catabolic. Like cell regeneration, all that kind of stuff. Like, it actually does happen. Just people are uneducated and don't understand the science behind it and the actual not using terms correctly, okay? So to actually be catabolic, you have to go through a few different stages before it actually happens. For you to actually be catabolic and utilize lean muscle mass, energy takes anywhere from 24 to like 50 odd hours before you actually start utilizing lean muscle mass as actual energy, because it is quite a long chemical process to break down muscle and turn in energy compared to using whatever food you've eaten in the last 24 hours, what's in your digestive tract, glycogen, glucose that's been stored in your body, and then using subcutaneous fat and visceral fat. This is all through the Krebs cycle. So you actually have to fast, like have not eaten the last 24 hours before you actually enter where you'll start burning muscle as energy. So you'll deplete your glycogen, which is the main energy used for weight training. So you'll burn that first, your glucose will go down, and then your body will enter ketosis. This is what basically the ketogenic diet's based around. So you'll utilize fat as energy to produce glucose to actually perform and all that kind of stuff in muscles, relaxation, contraction, and like cognitive function, organ function, all that kind of good stuff. And then once you've burnt a certain amount of that, your body will start utilizing lean muscle mass. The thing that people say, oh, you look really catabolic, is that because you haven't got, your muscles aren't very full. Usually when your muscles are really full, for every carbohydrate you eat, you retain 4 grams of water. So for 1 gram of carb, you can have 4 grams of water. So if you eat like a fair bit of carbs, you're going to retain a lot of water weight in your muscles, okay? It's going to make you look full, man. This is what people do in comps. So they do carb backloading. So they want to eat carbs for a few days. So minimum carbs to get the natural, normal fiber intake. And then they'll actually consume carbs and they'll go looking from really fat to really, really thick, and then they get a pump, and then they do their show and they look amazing. That's called carb backloading. But the thing behind that is the body attaches itself to the sodium, the salt, and the water, and like you get really full. So that's that glycogen depletion, and then the actual refeed, which makes you look really full. So if you haven't eaten in a while, so intermittent fasting or fasting itself is actually really healthy. There's lots of health benefits. I'm not going to get into that, it's for a different video, but for this one, if you haven't eaten in 60 hours, you're not going to go catabolic, man. Just understand it takes a day or two before you actually start burning lean muscle mass. It's false, and like, it's just BS, okay? Don't believe it, okay? You see a lot of fit pros these days doing intermittent fasting. It's actually really good. I've tried it myself. It's not a diet, it's eating protocol. It's basically just eating later in the day. There's nothing more to it like that. That's it, okay? Going catabolic, man, like, I don't even think people understand the actual process of burning, turning lean body mass into actual glucose and using it as energy. So don't get too caught up in it. Just understand when people say like, oh, I haven't eaten in like 6 hours and gone catabolic. It's like, no, bro, you haven't. You're just like adapting from that stage. You haven't eaten, you've got hunger pains, your body's saying I should have eaten by now, but I'm not, okay? If you have some water, you have an apple or something, and to get you through that hunger pain, then you'll be perfect and you'll be able to push through, okay? So don't worry about that too much. Contrast just went really up, the sun came through. But yeah, so catabolism, guys, don't get too caught up in it. It takes at least a day before you start burning actual muscle for energy. The best thing that you can do is at least get 1 gram per pound of protein a day to maintain that lean body mass. Like, there's lots of studies out there, but the most recent literature from the JISSN has come back from 2017 metadata analysis saying that 1 gram per pound is perfect. And make sure you're hitting your calories for the day. Obviously, if you're in a calorie deficit for the day and you've been doing that for a while, when you are losing weight, it's just fact that you're going to lose a little bit of muscle and you're going to lose fat at the same time. That's just how the body works. And you got a bit of water weight and all that kind of stuff, so you might look as full. The way you can maintain lean body mass is weight training in a calorie deficit, eating a high protein diet, and getting some sufficient fat intake, which is like saturated, monosaturated, and all the good fats and I like kind of good stuff, but that's getting into macronutrients. And anyway, this video is only supposed to be about 5 minutes and we're starting to get on that. All right, guys, if you have any other questions about catabolism or anything like that, drop them below. Make sure you always like and subscribe, and enjoy this gym workout. This is me getting, it's not even gym workout, it's a little workout I did at the pool the other day. Anyway, doing some pistol squats and got in 2 standing handstands. Freestanding. I was pretty happy with this. Enjoy. Catch you in the next one.
Yeah, to the top with it. Yeah, she my cherry on top with it. Yeah, she got the cake for it. Ooh, with the cherry on top with it.